Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video I'm going to take a look at something which has really annoyed me and potentially is annoying you too if you are new to the world of the Macintosh computer. Now for me, I've gone from Windows, which I've been relatively happy with, but I've gone over to Mac and I use Adobe Premiere to edit videos. You'd think it would be a very simple transition, but unfortunately it isn't. There is a very annoying trait with the Macintosh computer, whereas if you're in a project within Adobe Premiere and you click on one of the sections in the bottom corner, which I normally do to kind of find new segments of video to put into the timeline, when it pops up on the screen, the icons are absolutely tiny. So you have no idea really what the actual videos are unless you kind of go ahead and name them all and all that kind of stuff, which really does slow down my editing kind of timeline. So I don't want to do that. I want the icons to be bigger. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't appear that the Macintosh will allow you to do this in any meaningful way. So you have to download a third-party piece of software to enable that to happen. Now, I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. So if you are like me, or potentially you're just a Mac user and you just wish those icons were bigger so you could actually see what the hell was on the screen, then this video may be very useful. If not, you might just want to watch along to see what Mac people have to suffer in order to use their computers. So with all that said, let's head over to the computer and take a closer look. Okay, so we're on our Macintosh computer, and what you want to do is head over to this website. Now, links for all this will be in the video description, so it's prefs-editor.macupdate.com. And the program we're going to use is called Prefs-Editor. So if you are trying to edit your plist files or preferences within the Macintosh and you don't want to pay for a version of it, this is actually a free version. It's slightly different from some of the others on the market, which I've seen, and it's it seems to work very well for this particular instance and may well work very well for you. Now you can go to this section here to click on download. Now, I've actually downloaded this file and actually sent it into an online virus checker to make sure that it's all clean. It seems to be absolutely fine. It's completely free and works with Intel 64 and Apple Silicons, and also OS X 10.10 or higher. It's had almost 50,000 views or downloads, so yeah, it must be pretty good. Anyway, so let's download the file. So click on download, and you do get a bit of nagware, so it wants to try and get you to use Avast. We don't want that, so go to the bottom. No thanks, I will continue downloading Prefs-Editor. So click on that one there. It says there downloading. If it doesn't start, you can click on retry, and you basically get to choose where you want it to go to. So I'm just going to send it to the default location, which is the downloads folder, and click on save. So that is a download here. Go into our downloads and we'll go into prefs-editor.zip. You can choose to open that in Finder if you wish to. Choice is yours. So I'm going to double click on that one, let it unzip, and then we'll go into the application itself. So we'll double click on that one, and it says there Prefs-Editor is an app downloaded from the internet. Are you sure you want to open it? Yes, we are. So we'll choose open, and it said it would like to access data from other apps. Don't allow, and you can check for updates if you want to. I'm going to choose don't check. So this is where all your plist files are, and what we want to do, we want to look for a specific one, and that is com.apple.finder.plist. So just scroll down through. They are alphabetical, and that's the one there. So com.apple.finder, and we'll choose open. So you've got a whole bunch of settings here, and the next one we want is the FKDefaulticonviewsettings. So that is this one here, FK default icon view settings. So click on this button on the side to expand it, and if we go down to icon size, which is this one here, now the number you've probably got on your system will be a lot lower than this. I think the default is like 64 or 80 or something along those lines, which is absolutely tiny. So what you want to do is just to type in your preference. So I've put 256. For me, that works pretty well. And to just show you what I mean, so if we go into Adobe Premiere Pro here, normally when I'm trying to put media into the timeline here, I choose this box here, so the project window, and I double click here to bring up this window, so it says new projects and it goes to my default files. And normally these will be absolutely tiny. So like I said, I've put it to 256, and for me now I can actually see what the icons are. So if I go into another folder, So we go into video, go into work in progress and our Gain Max video. So on here I can see all of my icons much larger than what they are normally. Normally they're absolutely tiny, like a quarter of that size. So you can't really see what is in there. So you can go through, choose whichever piece of footage you actually want, select it, and so if we just choose that one, choose import, and it puts it into our media browser bin. So then we can just drag it into the timeline and do whatever we want with. But like I said, normally the thumbnail size is almost the same size as that actually in the viewer. So if we go in again, you can see they are much bigger. So you can play with this and actually try and make it larger if you wish to. So if we try maybe, let's try 300 and press enter. I'm not sure if you have to actually restart before you do this. Looks like you probably have got to. Let me close that down, we'll choose cancel and click on it again. No, it's still the same. So you would need to reboot the system for the settings to take effect, but certainly this makes it a lot easier to see the icons on your desktop within Adobe Premiere Pro. And potentially it's going to be the same if you are working in other Adobe Suite software, such as Photoshop, etc., or possibly even other apps which use the same interface. So there you go, there is potentially a very helpful piece of information. So if you are a video editor using Adobe Premiere Pro or possibly other programs which use that same interface and you're finding your icons are absolutely tiny when you go to look at them, then hopefully this video is going to be helpful. If it has been helpful, please give the video a like. If you want to see more content of this on a daily basis, maybe consider hitting subscribe, and also don't forget to hit the chime notification, that way you know what a future video releases. But for now, I've been Mike, this is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.